good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what
go hard, or go home, go home, go hard, go hard, or go home, go hard, go hard, or go home, go home, go hard, go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do me wrong, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home, go home, go hard, go hard, or go home, go hard, go hard, or go home, go hard, go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home, go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, they go back to back. If I top the top, then a double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone, end zone. Keep them coming, I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
NY to LA with it. NY to LA with it. I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tinted. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, this how we ride. Going pro, no lead. Make it easy like 1, 2, 3. Go, on 3, 2, 1. I fly till you can't see me. Swish, yeah. Ballin'. From the first whistle, we go all in. And one. Call it. Numbers up and never falling. Feel like I hit the lottery and proud of me, yeah. No one baby proud of me, so I throw pride away. She know I stuck to the plan and I stayed out the way. Now we're spending no money, never touching the bank. Just from me the game and I'ma get it done. Don't do it for fame, do it for the ones. Ace with cigar, my damage my lungs. Wife, you want to drive, she get what she want. I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tinted. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, this how we ride. Going pro, no lead. Make it easy like 1, 2, 3. Go, on 3, 2, 1. I fly till you can't see me. Swish, yeah. Ballin'. From the first whistle, we go all in. And one. Call it. Numbers up and never falling. My baby called me and said she need to stay. Be for real, 25 the other type of kid. Stop playing with me, you know that you here to stay. Stop playing with me, I'll be back home in the 8. Know I'm on the go, but I'm not over you. Made you fall from home, but I'm so close to you. Gotta get that back like I'm supposed to do.
Had to rush hurry up cause I'm overdue.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tenant. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bible in the dash and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side. But I'm from the east side, this how we slide. This how we ride, yeah, yeah, this how we ride.
DT, that's me. DT, that's me. DT, that's me.
Good morning, good morning. This is Jeremias, JMan, Maneiro.
Woo! And I'm your girl, Marki Lemons-Ryhal.
Yo, welcome to Good Morning Real Estate.
Carrie Little from the awesome state of Illinois, and we are here and ready for Good Morning Real Estate.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Well, you know, we're here to give you the greatest real estate news, what's trending in real estate right now. And Carrie requested that we have a little bit of news music. So this just in from Carrie Jo Little.
So, in the news, Cloud CMA was purchased by Lone Wolf. Showing Time was purchased by Zillow, and HomeSnap was purchased by CoStar and LoopNet. The current administration has extended the Mortgage Forgiveness Act when it comes to foreclosures through June. So, if you were concerned about being foreclosed on, or your clients, or you're thinking you're going to get a deal, you might need to wait until next year. So, if you are someone that is stressed out about any of these things, we need you to get back to business, because in most of our marketplaces, we need listings. So stop worrying about everybody else and let's get back to business.
Say it again, girl. Say it again. Well, that's going to bring us to a bunch of topics today. We're talking about the code of ethics. We're talking about multiple offers. That's why I wore the shirt today. If you're not first, you're last. You know what I'm saying? Shake and bake. Ask me how to buy a house. And then one of the really hot trending things that Carrie just discussed, we're going to call it pillow talk. Okay, folks, because we don't want to name any names, but we're going to be calling it pillow talk today about some things that you can do to take action in your business. Put your blinders on. That's our theme today. Put your blinders on and really start fortifying your relationships so that no matter who comes into your market and how big and bad you think they are, you don't have to worry about it because you focus on your business. So, Carrie, go ahead. You want to start us off?
Yeah, let me say this. A lot of times in real estate, we watch everyone else on social media. We're so engulfed in swiping through the swipes of Instagram to the point where you get addicted and you're not working on your business. So I would say to everyone, it is the moment for the seller. In some of our marketplaces in Illinois, if we compare this January to last year January, inventory is down 70%. Some places it's 60% and some 50%. So I would say to everyone, you need to get up, get dressed per Marki from the ankles up and get marketing on your business and stop worrying about everybody else. Right, Marki? I'm dressed with my ankles up. Actually, I got socks on. I actually have on super
socks. Here's the thing. Not only do they need to get dressed, according to Brian Buffini, they need to put a bra on and they need to shave. I just need you to understand that. So there are some things that we aren't doing right now that we definitely need to do. And we got to stop getting ready to get ready. I think what's kind of interesting, we all do the same thing. We're all real estate speakers. And at the end of the day, we come together, we collaborate, we work with one another. Even if I was to look at Katie Lands, Chelsea Pikes, let's just start adding them all to the mix. Mm-hmm. All I need is 0.001% of the total market in what it is that I do in order to be a multimillionaire. I'm gonna say that again. 0.001%. Why? And here's the thing. Everyone says awareness, awareness, awareness. Awareness is you know and you keep it moving. Awareness isn't this sucks up your entire day. Every national franchise has sent out an email on what's going on in the past month. It's more than an awareness. And to me, if you have a business plan, if you had a real business plan, you could not be as bothered as you are right now if you really understood the numbers. Because 0.001%, imagine if I got 1%. Imagine if we go deep and you get 1%, how freaking fabulous your life would be.
You know, Marki, I feel like there's a reel coming one day. 0, 0, 0, 0.
Well, I mean, it's such a good point when you're focused on your business, and I think a lot of what we saw in all the groups and what was trending in the last few weeks with these acquisitions and who's buying who and what's going down, it comes from a position of fear, right? Where they're like, you know what, I'm not confident in my business, and maybe I'm not confident with the relationships that I have with my clients, so I'm worried about other people. Right? Like if somebody sent my wife a box of chocolates, I'm not going to go, oh my God, you sent my wife a box of chocolates? No, we're going to eat that box of chocolates and say, thank you so much. Right? Because
keep it moving.
I'm not worried about it. Right?
You know, someone sent me some Godiva chocolates. Actually, I've been getting a gift every month with no card on it. So my husband just calls, your package has arrived. And then it's like, ooh, they sent you this? What they send it next month? He could care less about if somebody, we don't even know who's sending this stuff at this point. He could care less as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do. What
Right.
does it, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but we're talking about companies that financially we are not equipped to compete with anyway. And as I told people, we are real estate professionals in our local marketplace. We got feet on the ground. And none of these companies can create video content at the rate in which we create it. All of them have levels of bureaucracy to get anything approved. Take action now, because it'll take them a year or more to just catch up with what you could do in your local marketplace by the time they take it back to the committee, to take it to the board, to say they're going to do it. And that kind of brings us back to video. How much video content are you creating every single day in your local marketplace?
And Marki, you bring up a good point. And what I did forget to tell all of you in the news, Realtors Property Resource had a major update today. And the cool thing, and what made me remember that is I teach that course. I think JMan might teach that course. Is there's a section in the actual continuing ed course that talks about what all of these other websites can't do. So the realtors of the world, realtor.coms of the world, or the Trulias of the world, or your competition. When you look at AVMs, any website does not have the ability to walk inside the home, to see the updated floors, to see the new cabinets, to see the fully finished basement. So when agents are like, Carrie, well, Zillow said, I'm like, did you even go read the definition? And by the way, for antitrust purposes, Zillow is now your competition. So we will not talk negatively about
Zillow is a great company.
Right. So I said all that to say, go read the definitions and then go back to stop worrying about everyone else. Worry about building your relationships with your current clients. Worry about your neighbors next door, and then pick an area that you can target every single month and then integrate it with your social media. Add the Marki and the JMan QR code and your Sherbat a lot and go generate business, because you need 0.0 something one.
You need a fraction of a percent. That's what I'm going to say.
That's right. I like that.
A fraction of a percent.
Fraction of a percent.
Look at she's right on a piece of
0.001. But Carrie, you made you said AVM. I just want everyone to know that that is an automated valuation model, and why they should use RPR, which is a realtor valuation model. So just so they'll know, AVM is automated. They don't know what the inside of that property looks like. And as we
there,
well know,
Fannie Mae has one. Yeah, right. Fannie Mae has one.
Yeah.
Freddie Mac has one.
Chase
Some of your
has one.
companies have one. Your competition has one. Right. Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, all these banks, your local banks, the PNCs of the world, they all have their own automated value model, and that's to give a valuation. But what they can't do is they don't get direct access to your MLS. They have to buy that data from the records department, from our counties, from our cities. So they get it late. Late. Let me say that again. LATE, late.
Right. I mean, there's
We
nobody
know
that
it
knows the
closed
market.
2 minutes ago.
There's nobody that knows the sorry, Carrie. There's nobody that knows the market better than you. Feet on the street every day, writing offers. You're in properties. You're taking listings. There's late. She went old school today. Paper and a marker, folks. Okay. But that comes back to, because we see people talking smack about the competition or saying we should do this or that or the other thing. Remember, we're going to call it pillow talk. But let's bring it right back to the code of ethics, because the big thing of like what we're doing here is to help realtors be better, raise the bar of professionalism in the industry. And I've actually I'll put up a QR code shortly, but I'll put a URL in the chat as well, where you can get the code of ethics right from NAR's website in case you didn't have it, but also some of the changes as of November 2020 when they last met.
Yes, and I think and so another news update would be everyone should go look up the standard of practice 10-5.
Ooh, you talking about all that hate speech that's on the internet. You know, I think that realtors don't understand there's no privacy in a social network. And if we could just hammer that home, there is zero privacy. And even on Clubhouse now, which we know is growing, yes, you can't record necessarily in that app, but I can open that app and record from another device. So you should understand that you are under surveillance at all times through photos, audio, and video. Don't say anything online that you would not want plastered on a billboard with your face attached to it, because we'll do that for you. Let me just, we'll screenshot it and we'll do it for you.
What's done in Vegas, they said used to stay in Vegas. What's now done in Vegas sits on YouTube forever.
Stays on YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everything else you could think of is where it stays. But one of the biggest changes.
Stumbled upon Reddit, right?
Reddit will trend quickly too. But one of the biggest changes, and again, if you scan the QR code right above my head, that's going to take you to the messenger bot. The messenger bot will give you the code of ethics and professional standards policies. What was approved in November 13, 2020, but also the updated COE and standard of practice. But one of the biggest changes, and we talked about this the other day in a live stream, it used to be realtors were subject to disciplinary action under the code of ethics only with respect to real estate related activities only. It is now all of their activities.
So when you became licensed, or if you're new to the business, you're taking the exam, everything, like you need to, like Alexa is listening to you, Google Home is listening to you, like you just.
Well, they are being recorded, right? And at some point, we've seen that they've been leaked and have sent messages. Your Alexa, your Google, every time I had to put my phone now on airplane mode because it talks back to you, right? But here's the thing. If you go back to when you got licensed, you signed off on sheets of paper that you sent to your state. It stated that you would keep up with the changes to the rules and the regulations because no state wants to be responsible for having to update you. So that's your responsibility. When I went into the Chicago Association of Realtors, I signed off on a sheet of paper to become a realtor member that stated that I would adhere to the Realtors Code of Ethics. So when people tell me about their First Amendment rights, when you have essentially signed those rights away by getting a license, by becoming a realtor member, you signed those rights away. That means that you can't say or do what you want to say or do. You have to adhere to the rules, or better yet, don't be a realtor, or better yet, don't have a real estate license and see how that goes for practicing real estate without a license. In our state is $25,000 per offense. And so I want people to understand all this, what your friends do who don't have a license, who aren't a member of an association, they could do things you cannot do. And what I love about the changes is that that realtor hat is now permanently affixed to your head during that period of time. You don't get to take it off. When you're cooking in your kitchen, you're a realtor. When you go to the grocery store, you're a realtor. When you text, when you email, you are a realtor member. Keep that first and foremost right here on your forehead.
Well, and if you thought about it, we always were, because you could be at a restaurant eating dinner with your husband or your wife, and then somebody says, I'm thinking about buying a home. You're like, oh, I'm a realtor, right? We never took that realtor hat off. I can't hear some things, but I can hear somebody talking about real estate from 100 feet away. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, since you brought that up, when outside was open, and I know every state is different, when going to church, in the bathroom, these ladies were talking about selling their house. I knew everything about their house, everything that was wrong with their house, and they didn't know a realtor was in the room. I was like, what's the address? I didn't say it, but I thought it.
Yeah.
You don't know who's listening.
Well,
and they don't have to know you to know all your business, right? They don't have to know you to know all your business. What's kind of funny, Carrie and I came across a situation a couple of weeks ago where someone took a screenshot, made a post on Facebook, and had taken the post down. By the time they had taken the post down, 4 separate people had inboxed me a screenshot of what they had posted.
Say that again.
At least 4 people had inboxed me a screenshot of what they had posted, even though they had come back to take that post down. And now we have groups that if certain realtors are in the group, they're saying they can't speak freely over on Clubhouse. We have realtors getting put out of other groups because of activities. But when you go to the group, you can see their post before you join the group.
right.
And I mean, what I consider to be here's the thing. If we got that kind of time on our hands, you cannot worry about Zillow and have that kind of time on your hands when you're not working in or on your business.
I'm baffled. I don't understand. Maybe it's because I don't want anyone to perceive me in that light, but I'm amazed at some of the things we post. And I think I was talking to Marki and I was like, should I send the person a DM and ask them if they got hacked?
You did. It is a past leader in our local marketplace who actually invited us to a certain group, and I'm like, and then came back and decided to share the content on their regular feed. And
I was
Carrie is
convinced
like,
that person was hacked.
they got hacked. They had to get hacked. There's no way they would post this content. I think people have been at home entirely too long. They are losing mental capabilities at this point, and I needed to stop. We needed to stop, guys, because we're helping to destroy an industry that we love, that changed our lives. And I want to just go back to why. Why do we do this? And I know for me, it was the fact that I wanted to feel like a stay-at-home mom and earn an above average income. And when your child graduates from college and you understand that it was on the back of your hard work in real estate, you understand its true value in your life.
Yeah. Say it again.
Indeed.
Give a round of applause for that. So we do see your comments. We understand that the Facebook feed dropped off. Maybe that was strategic on our end to make you come to goodmorningrealestate.live, but it's hard to fix those things when we're already streaming live. So if you're watching us on the website, goodmorningrealestate.live, let your friends know on Facebook to hop on over here. They got to opt in. It takes 5 seconds or less. Or we are streaming successfully on YouTube. So Carrie, why don't you give them on my page and also your page, Carrie? What is it?
Headed there now. I got it because I'm getting text messages. I was like,
yeah, it's
technology isn't perfect, guys. We came up with this concept back in November. We understand it's not perfect, but we're going to continue to try consistently. We're going to work through any obstacles because we are trying. This is new. We decided to do even something new this month. So we are going to innovate and continue to try, but we acknowledge it is not perfect.
right. And it's never going to, and here's just, we live and lead by example, because we're never going to tell you to try new things and then we're like, we're just going to stay over here where it's safe. No, every single month I'm like, guys, this is what I was thinking. It's going to be really dangerous and on the cutting edge, and it might fail horribly, but let's do it anyways. And Carrie and Mark was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And so part of having this website and giving you guys all these resources is we want everything that we talk about, and this is going to bring us right into our like multiple offers, being that there doesn't seem to be any relief in sight, especially with the news that Carrie gave us in the beginning. Multiple offers, like I did a live stream about that, which is now going to be hosted in the membership side of things. Carrie will talk about how to get more inventory. She did a live stream. I mean, all three of us did a live stream about expired listings, how to mine for the hidden gems in your market. So all of these resources we posted for you within the website. Okay, on the bottom left-hand corner. And then at the end of all this, we do have the after party, which all you got to do is press the button now, and you'll have the after party.
Yeah, I'm waiting on Sarah to say, all you got to do is, Carrie. She's like, Carrie, no, it is not all you got to do, because not everyone is as tech savvy, but we will get you there, because in March, as of this year, March, the World Wide Web will be 31. So that means anyone under the age of 31 has always known the World Wide Web, and they are tech savvy. They are faster than you. So we need to get you there.
31 years. Well, multiple offers. I wanted to say that I did do a live stream the other day about how to present multiple offers, both on the seller side as well as the buyer side. I love video, obviously, so I thought, how can I translate that into setting myself apart from the competition? What I do is when I present the offers, I record a video telling the story of the buyer in a way that does not allow the seller to discriminate based on any of the protected classes. Because depending on what state you're from, our state is frowns upon the love letters that we teach in ABR about like, oh, my lovely family is looking to move into your home and it's walking distance from their church, and all those things that used to go into a love letter. Now it's more like, hey, I've been working with this buyer. They're actually pre-committed. They've already been to the bank. They got everything, verified. They're doing 25% down, and telling the story via video, face-to-face when I can't be, and then including the attachment. We were
having this discussion, JMan, sorry to cut you off. And the discussion is presenting that offer without the love letter. So forget the love letter,
right.
Fully underwritten, can close in, depending on the load of the bank, 20, 25 days, worst case 30 days. And let me say fully underwritten. All I need is an address and an appraisal, and maybe I waive the inspection. But it's FHA. And so what's happening is on the seller side, a lot of times the listing agent is not explaining that FHA is not a bad word. VA is not a bad word. And so they're saying, well, conventional is better. And it's putting a lot of communities or buyers at a disservice, even if they're fully underwritten, because the listing agent is not explaining it. And so that's a new discussion that we're having. And a lot of times the seller, unbeknownst to them, is not realizing that fully underwritten could be the best offer. Doesn't mean highest, could be the best offer. So how do you communicate that to agents that don't understand they need to communicate that to their sellers?
Well, I can tell you we had an offer accepted last week, and part of it was because we did a video, but also it's the buyer that you're working for. Let me say it again, that you are working for, okay, knows that you did everything in your power to get that offer accepted. I think that's part of, I think Marki had a live stream the other day about you're going to write an offer on a property you never seen, or even did a CMA, or how can you do a CMA without seeing the property? Like, agents are getting lazy because they're like, oh yeah, show one house, write an offer, show one house, write an offer. Because buyers, they get jaded and they go, what is it? It has a roof. It's got windows. I'll take it. How much do we gotta pay?
Let's do this.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question, because I'm having a problem with the industry right now, because we know that when you have a buyer and they're being financed, the lender is going to loan on the lower of the two, the appraised price or the contract price. With that being stated, does the buyer have the financial wherewithal in order to buy the house when you're going over, right, what the comps justify, that means that if they go $30,000 over, they need 30,000 plus the 3.5% down.
Right.
If this property happens to appraise out, right? So if I mean, to me, it is just, why are we writing the offers? We're writing the offers because we didn't do a CMA in the first place and we don't understand the finance terms. And at the end of the day, if they buying cash, have at it. Right. But if you're dealing with a marginal buyer, where do they have the cash difference plus the down payment? And if they don't have it, they can't do it. And then FHA is not going to let them do it anyway. Right?
Right. You know what's interesting, Marki, is in addition to that, we have agents that are showing houses without the money. And what I mean is it's like going to Nordstrom and window shopping. Oh, I want to buy a house. Okay, let's just go on over to Nordstrom. You don't have any money. I don't know if you have any money. And let's look at the highest end part of the building. Right. I had someone, and I'm not saying I don't want to be tagged. Someone made a post and said, I'm looking to buy a house. Well, let me go back a step. I got a direct message, and I'm glad we're not streaming to Facebook right now, because this person, it could be in my
the recording will be posted to Facebook, so
that's all right.
Yeah.
Because they won't. That's okay. So I got a private message from a potential client. Said, hey, I'm looking to buy. I need to be in by August. Okay, great. Then I saw a pop-up that said I was tagged. So the same person had actually posted, I'm looking to buy a house. I'm frustrated. Then right below that, it said, I don't want to work with my real estate agent because they're not showing me the houses I want. So now it's the same person. So now it's a whole new private message. So the first thing I did was I said, are you pre-approved? Well, no, I haven't started that yet. And my next question is if you're, because I brought her back to the other comment. Well, you're already working with an agent, you're frustrated. And I said, I'm not ever going to say you should leave that other agent. I said, you might be frustrated because inventory is low. I said, but let me just tell you how we work. And I went through the process and I said, I'll do it. Marki, I'm going to go with a Skylar. I'll do you a solid, right? I sent all the statistics of what was happening in the marketplace and said, if you want to compete, you need to know how much you can afford. You need to know what's happening in the marketplace, because then you'll have grace, because anybody you work with is not going to be able to find the house you want because it's just not there. Mm-hmm. We don't even know to even have those conversations. We want to just get you out and looking, where if you show them that, man, do business by the data. Because if you do business by data, people will be loyal to you. The consumer will be loyal because you're telling them the truth. And if they're not, next.
Honesty. We owe everyone honesty. We owe consumers, customers, and clients honesty. But I wanted to, Jay, I'm coming back to this, right? Let me go with it right here, right? So you see this beautiful house. You put a contract on it for $200,000, but the comps are $175,000. That means the appraised value is $175,000. Forget the fact you wrote a $200,000 offer. Now you need the $25,000 difference plus your down payment. If you don't have this, you're wasting your time. And the way to overcome all of this waste, because this is an absolute waste, is to do a CMA. Oh, but the agent didn't do a CMA, and they thought that they're going to bully an appraiser into coming up with comps that don't exist. I don't know. Let me say this. We are to be obedient as long as it's in the scope of the law. There's nothing in licensed law that says that we're supposed to run around like chickens with our heads cut off, doing things that are totally unrealistic. We owe honesty. If we were honest in the first place, it wouldn't be nearly as much frustration in our industry, because we wouldn't do this nonsense, because we don't have any numbers to justify it. And those people who are doing it have the cash reserves to offset the difference. Right. And 9 times out of 10, they are approved conventional and not FHA.
Let's come back over to the pillow talk. This is Jeremias, JMan, Maneiro. We're gonna talk. Welcome back over here to the pillow talk. Let's talk about how, if you are worried about pillows in your area becoming brokers, how you can fortify your relationships, right? If you're worried, I like that word, fortify your relationships, which means like, I don't care who comes. My clients, they're raving fans, and I don't have to worry about the big bad anybody coming because you're taking care of business. So how would you, for me, it's just as much as I don't like phone calls, I'm going to call my clients, right? Call one client at a time and say, hey, and just have a conversation. Imagine
I
that.
don't
I
believe
think
that you don't like phone calls. I'm not believing that.
I like video chat. I will video chat you
Okay,
before I
that's
call
fair
you.
because I'm like, I get a video chat.
Oh, that's different. And you know what's funny? I'm so used to video chatting that when people call me, I hold my phone like this, and I'm like, I'm not even. I'm not even like.
you know what? I talked to my aunt last night and she says, "Oh, you answered the phone in my preferred communication style." So I want to know, what is your preferred communication style? And I communicate with people in their preferred communication style. Now, let me be clear. I do that for my clients. So I don't like talking on the telephone. When you want something from me, you must communicate with me in my preferred communication style in order to get what you want. I prefer email. But I always, anybody who I work for, I ask them, what is your preferred communication style and would you like to hop on a call? Because you have to communicate with people the way that they want to be communicated with. So find out what that style is and communicate, because that is something they won't give other people.
Yeah,
Carrie, you
you're
holding
right.
your chest? Is that like,
I like that.
it's a,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
why
always,
sure.
It's so
It's
good.
from the
oh,
heart.
really?
It's so good. Yeah.
What was it?
From the heart.
What's the,
Yeah.
really?
I
Oh,
From
could
the heart. Yeah, I like that, Marky.
oh,
and I knew that you were
emotions.
gonna say email because it's mine's messenger, and I'll be like, it's in the messenger. You're like, I ain't see it. I'm like, okay, Marky,
Right.
I'll
If it's
send
not in
you an
my email,
email.
that's not on my calendar, it didn't happen. It could be our age.
It is, because we're a little older than JMan. And so, and let me say this, he has us in Messenger. So this morning I went straight to Messenger. And so I
We've
called
been
Jay and I'm
trained.
like, yeah, I said, Jay, it's not in Messenger. He said, I just posted it 2 minutes ago. I said, that looks like your credit card number. That is not, that is not what we need. And I went straight to Messenger. So look, JMan is training us up.
Well, I mean, for me, it's so much faster. It's always open. Email. I gotta open the email. I gotta look for it. It's cluttered. It's just so much going on. I can't.
So when we think about these action items, I
Yeah.
want everyone to really sit down and come up with a business plan. I want you to stop running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Take the time to look at the numbers. The more time you invest in the numbers, the more solid a business you can build, a more sustainable business. But then it also means that you get clear on what will not work. And sometimes your buyers simply just can't buy right now. They don't have the money. They haven't saved enough. They don't have strong enough credit. And when people have saved money and they're throwing cash at the situation, you're not going to be able to compete with them, because a part of buying a house right now is more of a competition. It's totally unrealistic. I don't even know where people are coming up with these numbers, but they have cash to offset that difference. They have cash, guys.
Right. Well, and what I would say, when you call your clients, you're going to have that conversation. Talk about the market. They're going to want to know about the market, but don't try to sell their house. I've called clients and go, hey, do you realize what your house is probably worth right now? I'd be happy to do a home equity estimate for you so you can figure out how much it's worth. Maybe you want to refinance and add that addition onto the back of the home. Maybe you want to finish off the basement. Everybody is realizing how much they don't like their house, or how much the things they don't like about their house during the pandemic here, and how they can improve it. So it's not always trying to sell them something, right? It's how can I be of service? How can I help you? And then with this moratorium and eviction stuff being extended, who do you know that has investment property that is like, you know what? It's time for me to cash out. I can cash out at an all-time high, not have to worry about the situation right now, and then roll that into something else in the future. We've even
Yeah, I'd
been
be
making.
looking at. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we've even been looking at making, sellers go, well, what can I buy? Well, you know what I would do? Take all your stuff, put it in storage, go rent something for a year, let the market cool out a little bit, and then buy something.
I had someone call me and say that exact same thing. We were literally going to one of Mark's flips, and on the way, I get a DM. Hey, Carrie, I'm thinking about selling my house. I'm like, what city are you in? Said the city. I said, well, I'm about 15 minutes from you. If you give me about an hour, we'll stop by on the way home. Is that okay? She was like, yes. And the strategy was, look, I know that we are at a point in this subdivision where we are 50,000 more because there's not a lot of inventory. She's like, I'm willing to sell it, rent something, and then this is where I want to be in 2 years. Like even homeowners are thinking about this strategy. So you're right. We can't create panic, but what we can do is say, if you know you don't need to be where you are, could you throw everything in storage, rent, go back and live with your parents, Marki? I don't know, maybe not, somewhere, and then buy in a couple of years.
Go rent a furnished apartment. Put all your stuff, like get one of the things they drop off. You fill it up. They put it in the climate control storage area. Go rent something furnished, and then when you're ready, then they just deliver your stuff to your new home when you can buy.
I got better than that. Just get rid of everything. Just sell it all and then start over. Just get rid of all of it. Like have a
strategy.
Right?
It'll
you don't
work.
need half this stuff.
Anyway, Jay, I got a new business idea. I think you should have T-shirts that say, ask me for a home equity estimate. You probably have money. Imagine that.
I wrote down.
Walking into the store.
With like an image of money. There you go. With like an image with like money on the table.
Yeah. Ask me for your home equity estimate. And then somewhere you probably have cash you don't know about or something, but that would be in a smaller print because guess what I did right now? Clearly, home equity.
I give you, look, Marki, yours is a nice blueprint. Mine is on this big calendar.
Write it down notes. Well, guess what? That
is the call to action. Go get your Cloud CMA link, go do a video and say, how would you like a free home equity estimate?
Oh, hold up. We actually have that included in Surbatalot, folks. Okay. Yeah, that's right. They could actually, there's a link. Go to the resources. You'll see. You can get the bot demo if you haven't been involved with the bot demo, but I can send a link and then it asks all the questions. How long have you lived there? Do you have any, what do you owe in the house? What improvements have you made? All of that. They put in their address. It pulls the data directly from an online source. And then I say, okay, we'll have your home equity estimate ready for you in 24 hours. They don't have to talk to me at all. So I tell them it's no obligation. You don't have to pick up your phone. I can send it to you. And then I use the Realtor Property Resource to create that, or Cloud CMA, or anything else that you want to.
And if you have consumers that don't have Facebook or won't use the bot, there's another download that you can access for the seller consultation. So you can take a phone call, you could have an email, or if they're on Instagram, YouTube, whatever social media site they're on, they can fill out all the information and you get an email. So there's a few sources in there, right, Jay? We got a buyer download, like there's some stuff.
So if you don't know how to do it, if you're watching this, most of you are watching this right now on goodmorningrealestate.live, you go to the lower left-hand corner where it says tools and resources. You were emailed a login and password automatically. Should come from the Good Morning Real Estate crew. It'll have it in there. Copy, paste. You go in there and do all that you want. For free.
Today challenge, I'm going to go do a home equity estimate video, and I will let you know next month what the outcome is. And I have numerous tools in order to do so. But thank you, Jay. That's great.
I like that.
I'm giving you credit.
Thank you so much. Hey, one last thing. I'm at 965 YouTube subscribers. So if you go to youtube.com/JMan Speaks, or actually, if you go right up here, you can connect with any three of us. If you're on goodmorningrealestate.live, I forgot about all these cool things we have. The 1,000 subscriber is going to get 1 hour of free coaching, folks. So hurry and subscribe now. Subscribe, hit the bell. The 1,000 subscriber to the YouTube channel will get 1 hour free. I just thought of that on the fly because I'm like, damn, I'm like creeping there. I'm like 965. My son's like, Dad, you can't even get 1,000 subs. What's up?
He challenged you.
Yeah.
I need about 300. I need about 300 more subscribers, so I'm working on it.
Well, I saw Marki was at 1.036, like 1,036, and I'm like, oh hell to the no! Marki got over 1,000 before I got over 1,000. Let's go! So I gotta, we're all competitive.
That's our 2021 challenge.
That's it.
We gotta build out YouTube. So
That's
all right.
it.
Well, we're gonna have the
What else you want to
post-show
talk about
networking.
before our after party?
Join us for the after party. If you're on GoodMorningRealEstate.live, you're gonna go right down below. Click the button. It's gonna say, "Would you like to open Zoom?" You're gonna say yes, and we're gonna meet you over there in just a couple minutes for some post-show networking. So this is Jeremias, JMan Maneiro with JMan Speaks.
Marki Lemons-Ryhal, Remarkable LLC.
And I am Carrie Little with smartgirlmedia.com.
Oh, yeah. Look at folks. Make sure to tune in next month. It's always the last Wednesday of the month. Come here on GoodMorningRealEstate.live. That's where we be. Make sure I get some countdown. Okay, here we go. This song is called Go Hard or Go Home.
Go hard or go home. Go home. Go hard. Go hard or go home. Go hard. Go hard or go home. Go home. Go hard. Go hard or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard. Go hard or go home. Go home. Go hard. Go or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on